Welcome back to Let's Play Icewind now.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got to find Laurel. I believe, at least. I went through all the towers, right? I went through this one. Yeah, this was... Oh yeah, this is this tower.
My pleasure.
So we've got to find Laurel.
Very well.
And I believe he's at the top of this tower. This one over here. Come on, walk it on over.
Done.
Or no, this isn't it. No, is this? No, it's not, is it? I don't think it is.
I see.
Right? It's oh boy. It's through the library. Right? It's not through King Lessa? Am I going mad? I think I'm going mad. These towers all begin to just kind of blur together. Especially because you're doing the same thing, a lot of them. One of them you're killing priests for the lady, the other one you're killing the archers for the lady.
Yes. I see.
Oh God, I was
My
wrong.
pleasure. Whatever you say. Done. Very well.
This has been a good start to this episode.
Very well. Done.
Done.
I see.
Yes. Oh, no, that's the spiders. We gotta go across the bridge. So, some of you might be wondering why her shield is glowing. That's part of a mod. As always, the mods are in the description. Let's take the trek across the bridge.
Very well. Right.
Here we go.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Ooh, that music's loud. There we go.
Free my people. Astrolabe. Worlds. Twirls.
You found him.
Free my people. Astrolabe. Worlds. Twirls.
He's obviously having some kind of an issue. Blasted machine, I'll never get her fixed. Can't you see she's broken? I can't power her up until her missing pieces are replaced. I have no time to talk with those mechanically ignorant. Find me a piece that fits or stay out of my way. Here we go. Let me see. Well, send me to the abyss. You might be right. If you find any more pieces, let me know. Otherwise, check back with me after I've put the part in. Well, send me to the abyss. Send me to the abyss. Send me to the abyss. I want to meet Satan. Jameson got a level out of that. And a level 6 spell. It's getting good. It's getting good, baby. Level 3 spells aren't that great. Go with that. Oh man. Oh man. Two massive polar bears, a fire elemental. Oh, ho, ho. Soul-searing orb. Oh.
No problem.
Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? I've all my eternal gratitude. You have my eternal gratitude for me, Victor. Make whatever.
Greetings, adventurers. Pardon me while I gather my thoughts. Who are you, and what has just come to pass? Indeed you have, noble adventurers. It must have taken great courage and strength to make it as far as you did, let alone restore some balance to my thoughts. I am eternally in your debt. But surely you did not come to the hand of the Seldarine on a whim. Tell me what it is you seek. You wish to learn what came to pass within the hand of the Seldarine. Very well. There is much to tell. Shall I start with the time of prosperity, the betrayal, or our darkest hour? In light of the greater threat of the Orcish and Goblin hordes of the north, we elves allied ourselves with the dwarves. The alliance was a desperate one, but it was either that or fall to the dark hordes. As both races prospered from our mutual cooperation, we furthered our bonds by creating powerful artifacts and weapons. Delicate dwarven craftsmanship, combined with ancient elven magic, yielded items of great power and unsurpassed beauty. With the unity of our two races wielding the magical benefits of our labor, the hordes were easily kept in check. Our cooperation continued, and we prospered in harmony for many decades. Until the betrayal. You will need to be patient, as this is a bitter subject for me. A great debate ensued with our dwarven allies regarding the magic items created by our union. It seems the greed inherent in all dwarves could not be contained.
That's
They
racist.
wanted to begin selling our magic items to the other settlements in the north. Preposterous, I told them. To allow others access to these artifacts, all for the sake of profit. I was appalled, but not surprised. Dwarves cannot resist their selfish nature for long.
Okay, look, I get, they backstab you, but that's really racist.
My people and I were adamant that the humans were not to have any access to any magical artifacts. After many months of debate, the dwarves conceded, and we thought the issue done. Then, a day came that marked the fate of both races. Our forces encountered what we thought another typical group of the Orc and Goblin hordes. What should have been an easy battle turned out to be a hard-fought victory. For they were using artifacts and weapons created by the Alliance. Furious, we questioned the dwarves about this. No elf would ever give our greatest treasures to a hated enemy. The dwarves, of course, denied our accusations. In honor of our alliance through the decades, we extended our trust further and tried to come to some solution. We were fools to believe we could coexist with these rock-eaters. Any and all discussions just turned into open argument and further accusations. Did the dwarves think we'd be stupid enough to assume that the artifacts just magically appeared in the Horde's camps? As to be expected, open conflict broke out. The decades of friendship and prosperity ended that day. The Alliance was no more. On that day, the elves of the Hand of the Seldarine were alone against the dwarves and the goblinoid hordes. You wish to learn what came to pass within the Hand of the... Centuries ago, the Hand of the Seldarine waged war with the dark hordes encroaching on the north. This war waged for decades, and towards the end, we found ourselves in a losing position. The tide of war was against us. Our forces were diminishing slowly but surely after every conflict. We were isolated from the rest of the elves south of us. With no support from our brothers and sisters, and impending doom at our doorstep, I became desperate. I concocted a plan to protect my people and buy us some time. Ancient elven magic speaks of a spell used in days of old, named the Mythal. This Mythal embodies the land with a living and protective life force, personifying all that is elven. This living force can also be given abilities of a protective nature. Powers that would have kept the Dark Hordes away from the hand of the Seldarine and its surrounding lands. A chance to buy my people time and to marshal reinforcements from our southern brothers and sisters. Some say believing we had the power to bestow such magic was arrogance. Others would say using the Mythal in such a way was blasphemous. I stand by my decision. I did what I had to do to save my people. We began the preparations to lay a Mythal.
Yeah, it worked real well.
In the weeks that came to pass, we fortified what remained of our forces within the hand. My wizards and I locked ourselves within this tower and began the arduous process of laying a Mythal. Within this time, the orcs and goblins sensed our weakened state and moved in for the kill. The largest force we had ever seen besieged the hand, and the Mythal was not near completion. We knew this was our last stand, and my people knew they had to buy time.
So you were gonna have the people kill themselves so that you could use the thing to save them. Okay.
For a week, we held the Horde back. Entrenched in our home, my people fought, and the Horde paid dearly for every room of the hand they took. For every elf that fell, the Horde paid tenfold. For all the sacrifices my people made, the last line was breached in a week's time. As the Horde began ascending the towers and the last of the defenders fell, I realized my people's sacrifice was not made in vain. We completed the last incantations for the Mythal. The spell was cast, and a shroud of pure light and energy engulfed the hand. As I watched what I thought was our salvation enter every crevice of the hand, I became horrified. Something had gone terribly wrong. The force that was supposed to bring life to the land began to twist and corrupt it. It was draining everything and everyone within the hand of its soul. I watched as every living thing within the hand of the Seldarine had its life drained to the brink of death, driving them mad. Those who died in the battle began to rise as hideous undead. It was at this point where I realized I was
Get on with it.
watching the rampant destruction of the hand and all within. Standing before me was Labalus Enereth, the elven god of longevity and time. He was angry with me. Angry as he saw the most ancient of elven magic used with carelessness. Angry as he watched the lives in the land of his people being unnaturally twisted.
Yeah, you know, I can imagine.
Angry that my pride and arrogance led to the breakdown of the union between the elves and the dwarves. I was transformed into a Baelnorn. My punishment was to watch over the runes of the hand of the Seldarine and its people. Cursed forever, until the astrolabe was restored by putting my people to proper rest.
Okay. Yeah.
You wish to learn what came to pass with
no.
the hand of the Seldarine?
No, I want you to fix my Hearthstone gem. Oh.
My beloved daughter, I see you are thorough in your search of the hand. The
Got
last
more
entries
exposition?
describe her resolve to find a way to reforge the union with those accursed dwarves. I never saw her again. Fools! Can you not discern it with your own mind? Those dwarves committed the worst atrocity, knowing its impact on me. They murdered my daughter.
I don't think the
For
dwarves
that,
were at
I
fault.
will never forgive them. For the punishment I suffered for my arrogance and pride, Labalus be damned if he thinks I will forgive them for what they did. I would stay in this cursed form, never to see Arvindor, if it meant I could make the dwarves pay for their crime. Leave now! I will not speak of this anymore.
You're
You
wrong.
need me?
You're just being racist. That's the problem.
You have returned. Very well. As legend states, the Heartstone gem is an ancient
Didn't even
artifact
get
from a
experience.
time long forgotten. Its most notable owners were the druids of Kuldahar before one within their circle stole the gem. It was thought forever lost, until now.
Yeah,
the
get the
Heartstone
stuff
gem
out of
contains
it.
powerful scrying abilities that can divine the affairs of people throughout the realms. There are only a few within the land who know how to release its powers. I am one of them. With that said, what is it you seek to learn from the Heartstone gem? Then you will have what you seek. Hand me the Heartstone gem.
Yeah, don't destroy it like you destroyed your entire...
Freed from the shackles of his tormented mind, the cursed elven lord was at last able to assist the heroes in their quest. Handing over the Heartstone gem, the party stood back and watched Laro begin his divination. With the artifact raised before him, clutched tightly in his skeletal hands, the undead sorcerer peered intently into the gem as he whispered a series of strange chants and incantations. A spark of light briefly flashed within the gem, as if a ray of sunlight had caught upon its surface. And suddenly, reflected within the mirrored facets of the stone, there appeared an image of a statue. The statue was clearly a monument of sorts, depicting an elf and a dwarf sitting side by side on a dual throne.
Well, he's not going to be happy.
Even if Labilus's curse had taken my eyesight, I would still recognize that home. What you have seen is Dorn's Deep, den of the betrayers. In here is where the wretched dwarves hollowed out their home. Be warned if your journey takes you there. If any of the dwarves remain, expect no quarter, for they will give none. Believe none of their lies, as they will all lead to treachery. If you do decide to venture forth to that dwarven vestige of evil, then I will mark its location on your map. Also, I have the power to take you there if you wish.
I want to go to Kuldahar. Yeah, so as you might have noticed, I don't really like Laurel. I really don't feel very bad for Laurel. And some of you might think that's strange, but I really just don't... You know, look, I'm not the kind of person that, in real life at least, that if you say one thing, you know, that might make someone upset, that I'm going to yell at you and jump on you and tell you you're a racist. But you know, the dwarves did it because they're greedy in nature. Like, no. It's not, you know, and I don't actually remember what the story behind that is, but I don't think the dwarves did it. So when he has this on, his locks and fine trap is really good. That chainmail's just so good. I don't think I can pass up on him
my
having a
pleasure.
-8 armor class.
Done. I'm here. Right.
Well, you know, I'm gonna replace this with this. That's what we'll do. We'll decide what's better to use the time. Obviously, if you need something better to hit a certain enemy, then we'll throw that on, and we'll deal with it like that. Blade of Bale. It's a good longsword. Faith Killer. A sword. Now that's a good fighter mage sword. No way. This does extra damage to trolls? Ah. Huh. Now that's interesting. She only has a +1 bastard sword anyway. But how much is it? Actually, let's put him in.
I suppose it was
Right,
only a
whatever
matter
you
of time
say.
before this
It's
happened.
46,000 or something like that I see. Got reduced a little, but that's a little steep for a sword that's just really good at killing trolls.
Watch my back. Yes, very well. Whatever you say.
Okay. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle. So this episode's probably been really boring, and I apologize, but I'll see you in the next one.